Hello everyone, so this is a new update to the Express Lane game that I've been developing over the past few weeks, and I've just made a few small changes to the game. First off, you'll see I've added a new 3D view, and currently I have like an RTS type controls where you can zoom down, you can see all the registers, you can see the people in the registers, but you can also press 2 and you can go back to the old view so you can see everything those customers are purchasing, everything. So I'm just going to increase the customer rate here using the J and L key, so I have a new customer every 1 to 3 seconds. And as always, I can change the selected lane by pressing up and down, so you can actually see the selected lane that's highlighted in blue. So yeah, you see the customers get in the appropriate lane based on how many items they currently have selected, number of items in the cart. And I can still use the R and T keys to increase the express limit amount. So you can see I just increased this to 20 right there, so you can get more people in that lane. And as always, you can go back and you can see all the customers in that lane with less than 20 items. A new feature I've also added, you can press tab and you can go into first person view, so you can actually see these registers really up close and personal. You can see all the little people in line and everything. But yeah, so I can go down and I'm going to slow down the rate of customers just to slow them down a little bit. Give me one every 10 to 15 seconds. So I have lane 3 selected, so I'm going to close lane 3. And you can see now those customers will find another lane to go to based on the number of items in their cart. And also the little 3 sign on that register turns red, showing that this lane is now closed. So these are some pretty full lines. If I go to lane 1, I start increasing the number of items that can go into that lane, then you can see people start hopping over into that lane. And another thing that I've had before, if I create a new lane, then I got to go over here and it starts off closed by default. But if I press the O key to open it up, you can see the people at the end of the other lane starting to jump into this new lane to check out. So there's still quite a bit that I need to add to this. As you can see, the customers, I created those with Make Human. And basically, whenever a new customer gets in line, he starts at the very back of this little supermarket room. And then he'll walk directly to the end of the line that he has chosen. And then once he's in line, he'll actually turn toward the register. So that's why you see that little slow turn whenever they get in line. That way they're actually looking at the register. So a few things I need to add. I need to make it where you can actually see the cashier. Maybe make a different model for the cashier, a different human model. And also I could have different models for the players. Right now in this 3D view, you can't see the happiness value for the players. So you actually have to go into the 2D view and scroll through here. And here you can see more of the details, like the customer's happiness, the items that they have, and the delay for each of the cashiers, how many sales each register has, and the patience value for each of the customers. So those are things that I'll need to incorporate into this 3D display. One idea that I had was it'd be nice if I could take the mouse and just click on a register. Then if you click on that register, that becomes the selected register. And then maybe you see the statistics somewhere around for the number of sales and things like that. Or maybe you can click on a customer, then you see all the details about that customer. I also need to make it where you can actually see the items that the customers have, and the customers currently aren't rigged or animated. So you can see they kind of just float on ice to wherever they need to go. So I need to animate these guys so they look like they're walking when they get in line. I think a neat idea, if their happiness starts to get too low, then maybe you'll see them get upset and show that in their animations. Another thing that I don't have is if I close all the lanes, then I don't have a display for the excess customers. It just kind of like go away here in the back, so I need to add something if they don't have a lane to go to. But I can open one of these other lanes, and you can see everybody start jumping in line. So you can see the actual grocery store still needs a lot of work. A lot of people in line there, so they just kind of fall in line to where they need to go. I also need to improve the graphical interface, so maybe add buttons for each of these controls for like opening and closing lanes, so I don't have to use the keyboard. So this could be little buttons over here on the side. And something new that I think I've added since the last video I did was this customers left angry statistic. So that shows how many customers reached happiness 0 and left the store without checking out. And also have new statistics like total profit, total cost. So I did add values, pay values for the cashiers. I think they're all the same, or there might be slight variation in the cashiers. So I thought it would be pretty cool if you could actually give your cashiers a pay raise and maybe they start performing better, which would improve the speed at which they check out, so customers check out faster. So that's basically it for this week for Express Lane. I know there's a couple of other game jams coming up, so I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to balance my time, whether I continue to work on this. I do have a lot of nice ideas if I can continue to work on this. So, yeah, just stay tuned, and I hope to add more, upload this to Game Jolt and Itch.io, so everybody that wants to see this can go check it out. So, thanks everyone for watching.